Hey everybody, I'm Blind Ryan, and this is day 3 of Disco Elysium Hardcore mode. And as you can see, Hardcore mode has been enabled. So we're going to load to where we were, day 2, starting up day 2. Will I do another 4 to 6 fucking hours? Maybe, I don't know. What to see. I'm not going on my walk today, so... because my joints are hurting. Alright, here we are. Let's get out of here. Anything else? Nothing here. Alright, let's go deal with this bullshit. I don't have the authority. And I'm going to be getting a lot of messages, so sorry, I'll be jumping in and out. Alright. Goodness me. He runs over to me. Hi!
Morning.
I got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. Good, thanks. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to. The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. Are these the men Garte told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. He looks at his notes. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them, by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. He crosses something out. One loose thread less to worry about and one big problem to replace it. What do you mean, rowdy? I mean, ungovernable. Martinet isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union, these men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys who are responsible for policing. I think it's them. Lieutenant Anoxy, Metro Lieutenant Gab Penton. There we go. We're talking medical stuff. Let's see, why do we need to talk to them? Everything points to the dockworkers union, the belt used, the tracks, the circumstances, my preliminary information, which may of course all be wrong, but we still need to talk to them and it won't be easy. Alright, let's roll. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business. Yeah, streetwise, zoom right past, do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder? They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place anyway. I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. Mr. Gupte.
Can I help you?
Oh, that's 20 real.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
There's no public phones nearby.
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up. What the fuck? We're off to a fucking great start. I already have a condition that gives me migraines and constant headache. Imagine it's ice cream headaches all day, every day, so it might be giving them to me and I just don't notice. That's about how mine feel. Right behind the old blind eye.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters. What's up?
Laundry.
Yeah.
The union office probably has a phone.
I didn't say
but
that.
I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask Arte, maybe. Why did you need to use the phone
To let
anyway?
the young woman who is house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through the dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, some somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in whirling
But
in
you
rags.
have more important things to worry about.
Let's see. What's this expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast, across the waterlock to set a few traps. They said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them? Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him? Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. And Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day. Are they in a rough neighborhood? There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There's a lot of crime around here, isn't there? I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together. The lieutenant doesn't want to agitate the woman. Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up the vanilla murder investigation. That sounds like police business. I'll help you find your husband. Are you sure we have time to go chasing around bug hunters? He tilts his head towards the vigilantes in the cafeteria. I did suggest we play it cool, but... I've already given my word. I'm honor-bound to uphold it. He sighs. If you say so. Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel. The waterlock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast. Oh my, what happened to the waterlock? Wouldn't you know, it's blocked by a big butter billboard. It fell right into the water. Oh, sweetie, if it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're welcome, ma'am. She turns to you. I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. If you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired, and it's cold out there. If I see him, I'll let him know. Let's see, so your husband's some kind of scientist. Well, yes, as a cryptozoologist. What's cryptozoology? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. That's one opinion, yes, and people are entitled to their opinion. She's used to playing off such insults, but they still affect her. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be fictitious. Let's see. Here. Hey, son, how's it going? I'm talking with one of my guildies about disability and medical and stuff, so I'm back and forth. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship? Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. What does your husband look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's, and his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle. Let's see. Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild. Lieutenant starts writing it down. One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. How long have you been married? We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Her smile is soft. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. How'd the two of you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and here we are. She's skipping over some important parts, so perhaps you'll find out more later. Yeah, I can see you. Wait, can you hear me? Okay, good, that is going through. Well, I would have felt stupid. Let's move on. Tell me about this rare insect your husband's looking for. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you. No, I want to hear about the insect. Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but... Ah, yes, Phasmatodia. Tweeted out your YouTube vid and sent it to your dad. Are you sure you wanted to do that, OHB? I was not kind. Oh, fuck. My thumb still hurts from that shit, dude. And it's what? A few hours later? No, they need to hear these things, yeah, but, I mean... I was brutal. I didn't want to be, dude. You saw. I was enjoying myself, and then that bullshit part came through. Ugh, how annoying. Diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It distinguishes itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. So looks at you thoughtfully, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps we'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers. I knew it. We're going to be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists. It's not made up, officer, I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all. It's the longest game in the game. Of course it fucking is. Dude, the problem I have with it is real games like that didn't exist. That is a modern thing, and it is jarringly out of place with, you know, the old school vibe that they're going for. Damn. It feels like there's a pop that needs to happen in my thumb, and I can't get the bastard thing. What makes you think the phasmid is around here? Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. Yeah! It had the Strider swing, but Strider wasn't that forced forward fast. It was, you know, runny, jumpy, all that stuff, but it wasn't forced forward, you know? That's the part I mean. The aesthetic is very Strider-y, Ninja Gaiden-y, Shinobi-y, but the overall gameplay, that didn't come out until later, until, like, fucking phone games and shit. And, no, I don't even think Game Boy games had them. There a brief article in the local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping, so a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have? Of course, most phasmid sightings turning out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at. Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses. You seem really excited about this cryptid. It was like the Dino game meets a ninja game. Yeah! It was like BC met a ninja game, but what the hell? Thanks for the follow, Erdic. Let me see here. I keep getting messages. I'm so busy. Like stops working. Smart network. Alright, there we go. God damn, I'm juggling shit. Fuck. Alright, I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses. So, is it dangerous? Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Is it valuable? Oh, I doubt it. No one goes into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. Does it have cool powers? Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. Her face lights up at the thought of it. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even. Okay, what's special about this stick bug then? Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not very good. I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. The woman's face flushes with embarrassment. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure. Booyah! There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to help tell you about her work. Go on and ask. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Can you tell me about a couple of them? Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth told, I could really use the company, too. The lieutenant throws you one of his looks. One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, promise. Whoa, tough choice there. Biggest cryptid. That would be the giant of Coconur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Coconur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren waste. Wait, what do you mean odd light? A mirage or a psychogenous luminance. She does not elaborate the nature of this luminance further. And just how big is it? No one knows for sure. It's like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision. Is it dangerous? The towering luminosity of the Coconur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others a fate unimaginable. Hooey, the lieutenant injects. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage. That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Coconur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Coconur Desert may allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes. To explain, Erdic, I have asthma, so sorry if I'm not as clear. Also, I read really, really fast. So, it is what it is, man. Let's see. Thanks. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, you're all good, my dude. Just checking out the game to see if I want to pick it up and like the vibe here. God, did I say vibe? Nah, don't worry about it. On my YouTube, don't worry about it. On my YouTube, I have a surprising amount of videos for this. I started a regular playthrough and then got completely sidetracked and forgot what I was doing. And then yesterday, I started this playthrough because the hardcore mode came out. The writing is hysterically funny. And, I cannot recommend this game enough. Everybody says, well, I've heard people say, oh, it's political. Well, the thing is, it's political, but it doesn't shove its politics, like, in your face. Excuse me. It takes all the politics and turns them complete caricatures of themselves. So, you'd have to be completely insane to take, this as a screed of one particular political belief over another. It's all bug shit and ludicrous, and that's honestly how it should be. If you're gonna make a politics game, make it fucking loony, man. Popped up on my Steam recommendation list. It's worth the money. It, honest to God, is worth the money. Simply because there's just so much variance to it. But the thing of it is, this is the game. This bar is the game. Also, it has font scaling, which is nice. I mean, you're walking around, you're talking to people, that's pretty much what it is. There's no action to speak of. But the writing is that damn good. Let's see, luckily... my joints say no. Gravity anomaly, digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here. Let's see, this has been educational. Sadly, we need to discuss something else. That's all for now, ma'am. There, Kim, I didn't ask for more than one.
Yes?
Aww. Alright. Damn, can't open that door. Hey, that motherfucker's not there sleeping anymore! I keep getting messages! Great direction. Alright. I can't remember what we have to do. Oh, right, we have to go here. Let's see, have you heard back about the serial number? Yes, Fairweather is their facilities in Bentecourt sur la Clef in 42. It's part of the special order for the Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of the Orangese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminese conflict. It seems the armor went to Seminine, that's where the paper trail ends, though even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie have been renamed several times over the years since the armor was issued. Do you know what it's called now? The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect the CDP to is a military contractor called Crenell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contract. A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom the suit was fitted. First, has the firm continued to work for the pharmaceutical companies? A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must have been a record of the person to whom it was issued. Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though. This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by getting rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM. Yes, thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case. Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Let's see. There's that. Close the door. Sorry, my system be experiencing maximum lag. I don't think... Because I don't think you set any delay time. No, I did not! So you usually listen to people on YouTube and... There we go. Refreshing sometimes fixes it. Yeah, that's true. I've tried a few times now. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. Oh man, me and narcotics go way back. He folds his hands behind his head and leans back. Has some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But, letting the memory dissipate, these days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life. Why the inquiry, my man? Let's see. Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. We have a credible lead, sir. Someone in this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it onto their lorry and drive it onto Jamrock. Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward the conflagration. Wait, why are you still hanging around? Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes. A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with his cadence and way of speaking. Let's see. Yep! You are definitely a detective. And you have the expression. Basically, you wake up in a trashed room in your underwear. And you have complete retrograde amnesia. You just can't fucking... You got nothing. That's cool as hell, son. So yeah, and then you come down and and Kim is there and he's like, hey, there's a body hanging in the tree. And it's like, there's a body hanging in the tree? And you're a cop. I'm a cop? And so you're just kind of piecing all this shit together, and you can go completely bonkers off the wall. I've decided not to go bonkers off the wall. Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade, then? Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Ravishal. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions. Aww. There's no way I will be able to knock that out. Is there any way to get more empathy? Are my clothes fucking with anything? Not that. Damn! Is there any way to get more empathy? Doesn't look like it. Well, he is a hobo cop. Wait. Ah, there we go. +1 empathy.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Ew. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter. Hey, Tommy, what's troubling you? Man, nothing's troubling me. Just usual Lorryman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. The jam ain't helping either. That's all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn, it really is hard to talk man to man. Double snake eyes. Shit. Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, what are you... Wait, no, what are you doing? She broke me. She fucking broke me. That's brutal, man, but, you know, time will... He knows. Stop. He's already modified. Or he's already mortified. No, Tommy, these are my rhymes. Listen, she fucked me till I bled. That's, in the name of God, what are you doing? It's not real, guys. It's not my actual thoughts. It's a poem. Yeah, right, I got that. It's cool, but I will never be the same again. She's always there. Fuck the case. Fuck everything. Total doom. Yeah, he doesn't know what to say. Yeah, I get it. There's your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust. They're honest, so thanks, man. Yes, and I also thank you for stopping. We have a drug investigation to return to. How about we do that? Damn it! Hey, man, I want to know about your soul. Cool. We all want to know each other better, as woes and all. But people, man, they have slippery souls. Just like that, it slips out of your reach. It's possible the yelling didn't help. Right? Ooh, that's a thing. I should go back to this. I should go back to our little thing there. Cool, we have a tape player. Yay. Let's see. Let's get this bastard. God damn it! My poor ledger. And no, the clothes merchant didn't have anything. And even if we do it, he did, we don't have the money for it. All around you, rain falls on the great city Ravishal. Rain drips from the caves and eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. What am I doing? Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping up from your hat. What do I see? Gray sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls on the world. That's a good idea. How does it feel? Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. What's in the east? Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean, wave after wave crash, washing the coast of Martinez with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble in an inlet, and beyond the Bay of Ravishal, ghosts rise in the city. Who are you, ghosts? The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there? Will I? No, you're just one of hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day. What's down the shore? Urban coastline, rain dripping off eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished constructions, a defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water, and beyond that, Coal City, end of all lines. Run your fingers through your dampened hair. Your hair is an oily mess, flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. What's in the east? The great gates of Industrial Harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Clench your teeth to stop shuddering. Or shake your shoulders again. We'll do that. You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. Two green snakeskin shoes stand at attention in the mosaic paving of the plaza. What's in the north? Capeside apartments, tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in the war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. And closer to here, a yard. Rain falls on the roof of a woodshed. The lingering odor of decomposition mixes with that of damp soil. I'm gonna know that one. What's in the south? A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. What's on the other side? The road descends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops. Woodwork and tar stretches northwest. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snow melts in Jamrock. What is Jamrock? Ravachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Ravachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes. It's home. Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at? Have a brother in the cut where the wood at. God damn it, game. That is so random. Why am I not there? To be in Martinez, where no one goes. At the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal in the whitest part of town is in the shadow of the day the revolution failed. What am I doing here? Standing in the rain looking north where Rock City stretches inland. Shudder, look further. In the rain-swept distance above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. What's above? Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears. What's below? Collapsed storm drains. Old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the Resolution. Doors leading down to La Royan, the catacombs to which for 3 centuries they delivered the blue-blooded dead. Motherfucker! The rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we're dressed for it. Let's keep moving. There is something down there. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Can I go in there? But I want to go down there. Oh well. Hey, we never talked to those two!
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The money thing done? Yeah, I had to sell the hubcaps. I didn't want to, but I had to.
I am trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old, I can see that. We're both old. Now, stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions later. Shouldn't I ask what game it is first? No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game. You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. Feel the ball. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered in bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. Take in the surroundings. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades. Until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. There's time for a last glance inward. Who am I? An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor, running at maximum efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They're in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now. The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go! Be the bullet! What the fuck? Merde. It wasn't Merde. The shot was at least 23 meters, probably 24 in some. Nothing to be ashamed about. What the hell is your problem? Not a weak right tricep, that's for sure. I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. That's so goddamn disrespectful. Wait, what? I'm sorry. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 bullets. I thought it was the shot put. Well, it damn well isn't. It's pentaque. Raising his voice again. You ran into pentaque again. We want our boulet back. Take it easy, Rene. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done. Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn boulet. Alright, I will fix this. Good. Mistakes are forgiven. When men at least try to right their wrongs, I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us? Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention. Rene, I found your guard booth. Yes. The Debardairs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. Hold on, why were you on a leave? It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation. Hardcore mode makes all the rolls that you get more difficult. Like, it bumps them a point or two. And, but to compensate, it gives you more experience. And I don't know. I'm the type of guy that if I see a hard mode, I go, yes! Because, as Sun so eloquently put it last video, I live in hard mode. Here, let me find you the link real quick. The link goes over it better than I do. Disco Elysium Wiki. Here you go. Dude, I play hardcore mode on everything. I spent 20 goddamn years trying to beat a roguelike game called Ancient Domains of Mystery, and I finally beat it last October. And that game was basically Diablo 2 hardcore mode exclusively. You could not do lightcore mode or regular mode. When you died, that was fucking it. Which is why it took me 20 years to beat the damn thing. Oh no, this doesn't have permadeath. Yeah, there were those, but no, it's a matter of adaptation. I like having to adapt. Yeah, I get what you mean. I like having to adapt. I don't like having to rote memorize some bullshit. I like having to think on my feet, even if the game is turn-based. As a private matter, nothing to do with your investigation. You see, Officer Rene is the kind of man who'd rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man. He's gonna ride it out. I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business, the outburst Mason clutched his chest. It's nothing. Just gotta cut back on coffee. So who was working your shift that night? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It's just me. No one has been guarding this container yard since last Monday? Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean... Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Rene. Mr. Clare just had the booth built especially for him. It's mostly decorative. Mostly decorative? The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals. Jesus! Everard created the job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carbineers' pension of honor and PTST isn't something a man can live off of. A decorated kingsman collecting tare reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. Haha. It's my side thing too, proudly hold out the tare bag. Rene should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. Yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? He's not going to become an entrepreneur. I saw a picture in there. Who's the girl? His feature stiffens and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. That is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. Let's see. The lady is Jean-Marie Boulet, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it. Thanks. Yes, like I said, I would be up anyway, so I might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Do you know anything about the man hanging back and whirling the rags? Let's see. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't, and like most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement with this affair has passed me by completely, and most of the locals, in Martinet, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. So, again, you don't know anything? If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I am an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me. You seem to be playing in a crater. Yes, the terrain provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Does it have anything to do with all the bullet holes I've been seeing? Yes, he replies with a reluctant nod. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Okay. It's a crater left by artillery fire. But why? Why what? Why was heavy artillery used? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Wait, who are the communards again? Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Did you use artillery fire against them? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly, too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. He had squeezing a bullet in his fist. Should have fought dirty like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't, though. We lacked caliber. God bless them, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. It was probably a bit more complicated than that. Do I have any more slots free? Good, I do have one more slot free. Ooh, and the 15th Indo tribe is almost done. Let's see. They should have chosen a place away from people and buildings. This place is the damn beachhead, son. Pointing to the bay. They had to soften the commies up first. The beachhead, yes. He nods, inspecting you with some disdain. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Ravishal. Suicide sex cult? That's a tactic? How? That's only self-defeating. Hey, it not only defeats self, it also defeats the millions and millions of kids. LOL. Semen jokes. I got them. Oh yeah, speaking of semen jokes, if you, such a shitty seg. We have a Discord, and it has a kludgy. But you have to be over 18. But it does have a kludgy. So does the Navy, yep. Nobody kills semen like the Navy. Military, I already read that. It's exactly what it sounds like. Well, if you join our Discord, I will give you access to the kludgy if you have a desire for it. It's basically where we post all the not safe for work stuff. And I call it a kludgy because a kludgy is a Scottish euphemism for a tenement toilet. And I happen to think that a communal place for all of our shit posting should be called a kludgy. I thought it was clever. Let's see. You find your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations. Martinet was used as one of 3 footholds in Ravishal during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Marie and the Delta. Let's see. Deathblow sounds grim. This here is Blood Ground, where the Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely we're playing petanque on their mangled corpses. Blood Ground. You got old Rene going there like he isn't angry enough already. Is that why everything is so bombed out? Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell in the city before they stormed it, and it worked too. There's a strange gleam in his eye. So what's the health bar at the bottom left? Is there combat? In a sense, but not really. The health bar and the morale bar are if you fail like physical checks or mental checks, you'll take damage. And if you really want to challenge yourself, you can give yourself one of those, which means if you fail, you're fucked. But I started off with 3 morale and 2 physical, and I gave myself an extra point. I'll show you that in a second. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinet they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place. Well, it's your own damn fault, the jolly man. Marx, you, we, the Coalition, Ravachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still hold influence. You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think? Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one! Commies just don't understand how money works. Yes, every time I take a capitalist stance on something, I get money. How does that work? Because... where is it? Because I have this thing. Ultra-liberal dialogue options give you $1. Except they call it a real. No, they don't, but I'm sorry it had to be the Coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling castor food, and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillermo to return to Ravachol, or even if that damn clown Frise had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. This royal failure weighs heavily on him. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere, foreign influence peddling garbage, and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the rule of suzerain with. What exactly is a suzerain? I don't care about all this shit. Suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They've forgotten already. Now where will we find another boulet? Will we find a boulet at the shop? At the shop of pawning? What is Samaran butter? Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. Goat milk butter. The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats than cows, and the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat and dairy staples that add variety to other nations' dishes. It's an acquired taste. I need more visual calculus, just in general. Alright, I was going to show you that. So this is how you do things. You start by picking your stats. I picked 4-3-2-3. Now, volition is your mental health, your mental hit points, and endurance is your physical hit points. And then the rest of these are just, you know, stats. And you level them up, or you spend levels on these, which give you other points. It's very involved, but it's very fun. Good morning to you, officer. A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down the canal. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and the knife, the man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all. First things first, what are you doing here, man, on the waterlock? My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock, and I'm keeping him company and eating his salami. From the corner of your eyes, you see a man in a yellow shirt and gray overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami. The man on the waterlock picks the skin off a slice of salami and takes a sizable bite. Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officers? Do you know what caused this wreckage? I wasn't here to witness this, but those look like tire tracks on the sign. Weird, huh? Then I get plenty of daredevil drivers in Ravachol. The word daredevil driver sounds ominous to you. Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially in a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then. Do you know what's further down? Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church, not much use to the congregation, though. There's always something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else, just bombed out ruins. Can I have some of that salami? Sure thing, he cuts off a slice of salami. It is salty, it is savory, it is chewy. The hangover only makes the salami more tasty. 172, officer? The lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. Why not? He takes a slice of salami and chews on it. Let's see here. A couple of the indicator lights are missing. Loose wires. Small metal plaque. Panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge, but they're crashed somewhere in butter. Let's pull the lever. You hear a clunk, and then nothing. Release the lever. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning? There we go. There we go. God damn it! I think my luck from yesterday is gone.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Yeah, nothing new here. Damn. I don't think I'm gonna get any more bottles. That makes me sad. How close am I to a level anyway? Ooh, pretty close. There's this dickhead.
The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Hey, there's the old woman. Maybe she knows.
Loma.
Nothing. Maybe Manana knows. Speak to me, Manana.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Nice enough. It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains, he notes solemnly, then turns to you, a wide smile adorning his face. Right. You talk to the boss eye to eye like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. Well, we've already talked to that fucker. What's this shit? What is that? Damn! Can we check this stuff? No, we cannot. Well, I guess we'll go talk to Joyce some more. And then we'll go talk to those dick-headed idiots in Whirling in Rags. At least we didn't call attention to the lawyer's blackness this time. God, that was fucking cringe. That's the thing, there are parts in this game where if you fail, you're fucked.
Welcome to Revachol.
Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me.
My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
What's happening? You sound angry, Ken.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Limbo, what's going on here?
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine. Fucking A, Kim, I got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
Now that's settled, we have a couple of
Whatever
questions.
you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oil and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites. I found this mug in the trash. Yours? He stares at the yellow man mug and then suddenly he explodes. Man, oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while. Is it yours? God damn, thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. He doesn't live in Martinez. What are you hauling? Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but as the dock worker's on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up? Apples. Apples? Yeah, apples. I take you had other questions? He's giving you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested. You're a lorry man, right? What's your stance on drugs? Drugs is shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. He takes a long drag in his cigarettes. You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's different about narcotics? You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Mariza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies and use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. Hold on, they make alcohol in Elmara too. I was told they do. I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi, or sometimes I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Kajko isn't worth much, but they do know booze. So I take it you're not smuggling drugs out of Martinez? Not in nor out. I'll never betray the purity of my tribe, so you're telling us you don't know anything about drug smuggling. I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Then what are you staying around here for? Most of the other cannoneers have left. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately, so those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer. There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of the big lorry nearby. I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened? Yeah, I know that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about the genetics and the whirling in rags when some kip boy smashed his lock and took damn near anything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. Bad for him, I guess. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. If it's not you, then who's running drugs? Isn't it obvious? Fucking C. Lang, the beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. The one reselling humanitarian aid packages, right? That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, alright, 100%. He's a lorryman selling his employees' stuff. Broke the seals on his Humanax lorry. No doubt he's selling drugs, too. I wouldn't be so sure about it, not until we've learned what he himself has to say. Guess we need to pay him a visit, then. Guess so. What a dick. But I don't want to piss in his Wheaties too much. He might have information. Going to tell me to fuck off again? You know, that kind of shit. You don't want to piss him off too badly. Oh wait, Sealang is over here. I'm all of a dither. A dither. Oh, sure, Kim can get down there fast as fucking Billy be frigged. Oh, there's Sealang.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, Sealang, what's your stance on drugs? Drugs? I don't know for that. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course, in which case drugs are excellent. Tasty, tasty drugs. We're looking for a lorry driver who is transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam. That's so cool. You investigate the local drug trade like some cool narc, but I'm not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that. But you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry. Who said that? Is that fat racist, right? I'll bet that's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater. So you admit you're a lorry driver. No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too, a little, but that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. So you forgot, so you were embarrassed to tell me? No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rearview mirror. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. So Lang, my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs. No, that's insane. It's that fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that? Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation? Nothing. I don't get involved with that crowd. And what crowd is that? Crowd, you know, the drug crowd. Okay, if you don't no, then I'll tell your employers you've been selling his stuff. No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there after we called his boss. Okay, look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up. Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth in there. Zoom in on it. We're buddies, Silang. Help us out. No one will know it was you. Nah. If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. Is the lady driver the old woman back there? I don't know. Maybe if she is, I haven't gone near you. I don't get involved. Could be she was strange. What are these other drivers who talk? All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want to be cool now. Who exactly is talking about the lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos? All of them. Even the ones who left. I don't hang out with them. I don't know who has tattoos. Okay, we're cool now. We already did that one. Alright, so now we've got somewhere to go.
No, man. You caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Did you just call me a lady, Zarif? She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it. I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here. I'm not that either, Zarif. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on a long haul. So you're not the driver everyone's terrified of? Yay, leveled up! I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. Why are you scary to the people who used to know me? Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. You said long haul, that's the big ones, the tracts. There's no women or men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay. You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling disappears, and all you see is an aging woman. In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals. And who is the female driver I was told of? How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other cannoneers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? Thank you. Yay! Logic. Damn. Well, I know one place that has volition. We'll go to that fucking place up there. Oh, but first we'll talk to him.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
I heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know who the lady driver is? I don't want to talk about that. I don't mean to pry, but I need to help. No, I need your help. She may be involved in the drug business. Man, I was hoping it wasn't going to be her. All I can say is she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker, and I don't know where she is. I asked, who is this person? What's her name? Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret from me, too. Now I see why. Who is she to you? A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? What does she look like? A youngish woman, gruff but in a cool way. What color hair? Blue and violet. Dyed. It was violet when she got here, blue before she went. And she may have dyed it again. When did she leave? Damn, I don't want it. Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much. We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation. That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. This girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience. It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only. I don't believe you. You say she's troubled? How? She's got a darkness in her. The young person's darkness when you think it's all over and you're looking for a way out. She shared this with you? Yeah, which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not? I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked, and she's told me too that she's had a violent life, but I wasn't afraid of her, more like for her. Did this violent life include drug trafficking? Well, it looks like it did now, but we didn't talk about that. We talked about life. You know, she talked about her mind. Hold on, her mind? The way it worked, the trouble it was giving her. When she left, did she leave her lorry behind? Fuck, man, go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out. He's right, there are other options. Ask the race man, for one. Push Tommy and it'll break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Now is not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
White aggro.
Yep.
Light.
Yep.
Continue.
Yep. Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation, too. It's important. I can't blow it. You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man. Fine, I'll drop the matter for now. A lorry's stuck in a traffic jam. This big, heavy, Grod-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignias. Fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you, making your eyes sting. The odor mixes with cigarette residue. What kind of stickers and insignia? The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to the various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rearview mirror. The pendant features a sun crossed with wavy rays. What about the back seat? The back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. Racist, nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. The racist lorry driver. You think the lorry belongs to our tough guy? Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Looking for something?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Who's the lady driver? I don't know what you're talking about. Then why are you smirking? Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinet. You don't run anyone. So who does? The lady driver? No, he means La Puta Madre. A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Ravishell West. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this. For a moment, the lorryman is silent, and then he spits on the pavement. Yeah, him. Cross your arms and nod. Then I presume you're familiar with his peones? Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions. Not just the unions, he has peones everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peones who'd do anything for his multi-ethnic drug addicts. You're not peones. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were. No, of course not. We're not peones, but if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peones job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry, but a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief. His eyes dart between you and the lieutenant. I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild. You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him? Damn, Kim. No, you wouldn't just leave him out here. He tries to light a fresh cigarette, but his hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends. The lieutenant turns and gives a barely perceptible nod. I've softened him up as best I could. Now it's on to you to finish the job. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him. Please? Damn. The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing, how does it look on your resume? Why don't you and me step outside for a little talk? Aw. What? The lorryman erupts into contemptuous laughter. What do you think we're doing right now, runt? We're outside talking. Damn it, I mean, do you want to find someplace trapped? No shit. Is this some kind of homo thing? Yeah, maybe it is. Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go ask Tommy, alright? We're wasting our time here. Half-Life. Fuck. I should probably sell my bottle. My one bottle. Failures are bad. I hate failuring.
Welcome to Fripp. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves. I don't know. Fripp? A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra tea makes it funkier. It doesn't. You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got like famous people in it. It's not for sale. Yeah, they're kind of boring, but you know. Okay, I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but
that woman isn't even worth reading about. Ugh, what a vapid moron. God damn it. I'm failing everything today. Yesterday I was succeeding everything. Looks like my luck is gone.
You're trying to oversell it, huh?
No, I'm not.
Give me shit.
Alright, let's go bug these idiots. Oh, wait. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books.
I don't know why you put me in the game, but get me out.
A good one?
Hello?
Yes, hello. She nods her attention, fully focused on reading. Who are you?
No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working? Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman. Do you need the help of a policeman? What with? A lot of things. People tend to go missing. Watch her browse books. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems she has spent a lot of time at work smoking. That's all for now. I'll leave you to read. The hell would her husband be missing?
That's why she turned to being a working woman, honey. Not very many careers for gals in them days.
Now to get money.
You want me to switch out your pillow?
Yeah. I doubt we'll need it.
Well, I'm going to be going to work in about an hour.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold your horses, little girl. Don't be ridiculous. I know all these things. You're fooling no one. Don't you sass me. I said I'll know all these things, and I do, goddammit.
Are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
It's okay if I ask you some questions.
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
The encyclopedia tells you to quit sassing it.
No, I told it to quit sassing me. Yeah, I was wondering where you were. I'm guessing the stuff wasn't dry.
What, the sheets and stuff? No, I was just doing stuff. Yeah,
But you said you were gonna do. You said you were gonna do the bed, and I didn't see you. I was like, oh Christ
I said
Almighty!
I would be back to do the bed.
Oh, you'd forgotten.
No. Got 2 more hours before I have to go. Picky fucker.
I don't know. Maybe I will go with you to go for my walk.
No.
Why?
You already said you're hurting. The answer is no.
All right.
Don't you sass me.
That's
what you get.
My name is Annette, sir. My mom, her name is Pleasant. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organizing the stock. The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse her wares. And you're standing out here in the cold because... I'm signaling that the store is open, she nods eagerly. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. A sudden gust of wind turns the pages of the books on the counter. She covers her face, smiling, but she's cold. Such a good trooper you are, already learning the value of hard work. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mom out with the store. She smiles and stands upright like a little soldier. Shouldn't you be in school or something? I do have my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mom keep the place running. Is going to school more important than this? Mom says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mom says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette. How's the business going? Mom says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders. Cursed? In what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir, that they all go... bankrupt? Exactly, but we've been doing fine so far. I don't think curses are real. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say these grounds are doomed for businesses. It's just regular trading and selling of things, child. It doesn't work out for most people. Of course, sir. She doesn't know what else to say. Let's see. Who is that? Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice and a bit distressed. Why is she distressed? I think she has a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful. Shit! Her husband is going missing! What is this crime business? Crime fiction is all about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch a criminal. Alright, I get it. Crime murder gets the people going. And it's kind of like a puzzle, too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. You don't look like much of a policeman.
Ouch.
Huh, well, what does a cop look like, then? Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. She don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman.
Strapping.
It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your mind. A quicksilver mind. This Mullen guy looks like he needs 4 hours just to come up with a single idea. No, he's wicked smart in the stories. Sure, when the author does all the thinking for him, real policemen have to think and act on their own. Like you, sir, of course. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir? The cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval, like in the books. God damn it! Again! I failed again! On something that had a 72% success rate.
Well, quit fucking failing.
Actually, I'm sorry, I can't deduce anything. You've disappointed a small child. Well done, champ. God damn.
Snarky goddamn encyclopedia.
Empathy. What is romance? This is the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man or the bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in this situation. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the Revolution or something. I see. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages, people sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out fine in the end. What about when both of the men are bad? Those are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. What if it's written really well? Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe the lady then decides not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. What about when everybody's poor? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Sometimes you have to write about real life things. Not in romance books, sir. Those are about nice and pretty people and everyone's happy in the end. What about a book where a man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mom. Yeah. You think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think it's a romance story if the characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only is really long and drawn out, scarred for life, phantom limb. No, I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mom. Yes, she knows books, definitely. What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck in your forebrain? Let's see. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old and artists and writers and musicians, those kind of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. Seems like most of the people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Yeah.
Reading them doesn't make the readers more famous, does it? But it does make the famous people more famous. Fame is for vain people. I have better things to do. I've never failed that deduce thing before.
Aw.
I fail everything. I'm going to be a failure cop.
Have fun with that. You know, I don't know if I can stay with you if you're going to be a failure.
Wow, more Hemdall. Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hemdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. Rows and rows of Hemdallermen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Men from Hemdall, Mammoth Riders, Man from Hemdall, Return to Hemdall, etc., etc. Good God, how many are there? That's a lot of fucking books! Pain Threshold. Do any of the books call out to me? No, they do not!
Wow.
I can't get anywhere.
Going back to a fun game.
This is fun! Let's see. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. Endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices. Bit of the table. Hardbound tome, the hundreds of... Pick your path adventure, game books. Books in a board game? Who wants to read books? Anything that really catches my eye? 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes a fantastique adventure board game. New mat and miniature. Sticker on it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's a 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements. That makes sense. Nonsense for anemic binoculars. What board games do you have here? Wonderful board games. Damn. Do I have friends? Are you actually friends? I don't feel like I have any kids. Friends are technically like family. We'll buy the We're All game at some point. We just need some money. And every time we click one of those, we get a little bit of money. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide variety of paranatural literature. Look through the shelf. Let's see. Interesting. Several maps. Look at the map of Martinez. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. Can I buy these maps? The map of Martinez is the only one available. Why is the Martinez one so cheap? And that old thing, it's an out-of-date map that was never to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statues, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. What happened? They didn't go far for some reason. Oh, shame the project never got going. Oh, I can't afford 90 cents. Let's see, look through the display of books. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob and Alfie Delatraz. Let's see, the run is between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. Famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Damn! Really must insist you buy one of the books you're interrupted by the shopkeeper. Reading them is not for free. She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course. Ugh, fucking Dick Mullen. Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and arduous everyday work of actual police officers. The book greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. When would you like a list of the books found on this shelf? Oh, God, no.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket. See some kind of charm. A polyhedron, assembled from bones, sticks, and straws. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stare at you. From the looks of it, this is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. And who are the Seminese? Inhabitants of the Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. What's behind the curtains? Nothing. Now please go back to browsing books. Didn't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about. She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Leave the curtains for now.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Son, you got destroyed there. What an idiot you are.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She's fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work. Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right? Hope she wasn't slacking off again. Was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that. Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practice and market research. I expect an answer. 10. She's very polite and helpful. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as good as my Annette. She's a great value add. Farewell for now, book peddler. Yay, I've almost got enough money to buy my fucking thing for the night. Damn this back. Hang on, I gotta pop my neck. Ah, that's better. Ugh, made myself dizzy. Enormous boulets, worthy of a real man.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout. Word has traveled, yes, but nothing of substance has surfaced yet, I gather. One of the tall buildings overlooking a roundabout. We give them a road on the entire corridor. See, I've got some questions about reality. Yeah, I didn't think so. Shit. Guess I do have to talk to that fucker. Now where can I find some more boulets? I think the pawn shop would have them, but they don't. I'm just gonna get all these done real quick. Oh, sure, that one. That is a horrible noise. What the fuck? A young man in his early 20s approaches Patrol Officer Emil Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat for a pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor in his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet grows distant. Bleed, pig, someone opens a window and says, but Emil can't see who. His sight grows dim with pain. You know what's a good line of work for getting shot? Pigs. He nods. There's a silence. It carries. Alright. I have done everything else I can think of. How am I doing for experience? Oof.
Looking for something?
Half-Life. Must remember that.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character shifted. This woman is cold as ice. I knew you weren't a gardener.
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dockworkers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy. You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong-arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned, the one Mr. Everett sent to law school? Are you Lizzie Beaufort? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you're actually here. Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes and the way she stands in her face. Easy Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot. You're not here to chat up with legal counsel, you're here to question those men. What's your role in all this? Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? What if I want to talk to you and not Titus? What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinet, you are no one. What are you going to do to me? What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It's not a crime syndicate, it's a labor organization. Goddamn right it is. If anything, it is the RCM who does things to people. But we digress. Why are you so aggressive? Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers. Just dock workers. Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again. Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob enforcing unlawful privatization of Ravishal. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards. Fuck yeah. So ask what you came to ask or get back to your commanders. The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinion somewhere in Martinet. That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here. The air suddenly feels calmer, most transparent, in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover, perhaps it's the temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Consciousness. First, where is this Kingdom of Consciousness? It's not a place, it's a moment in time that can only arise. In the right circumstances, in all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times. How do you bring about these circumstances? Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognizes that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment. Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Consciousness actually like? The kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to describe many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Consciousness is a post-capitalist, post-national, it's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and also post-sexual. Sounds incredible. I'll on C. Let's go there right now. Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow? Alright, then let's get there eventually. That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Ravishal. When the real democracy kicks in a long time from now, we're going to be so much happier. That needs a Google. Ugh, no, not taking that one. It doesn't do good things.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective?
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
We need to talk about the man. Back.
This is about him? A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get all ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw. Scan the room. Starting from the right, boot size 44, blonde man in his 30s, overbearing and masculine. Sitting on his right, standard working boots 45 or 6, eldest in the room, probably mid-50s, smoker, quiet. Hey, that guy looks familiar. Across the other table, hobnailed working boots 43, gang tattoos, Mesker Samaritans, in his late 30s or early 40s. And then, standard working boots, steel reinforced, size 46, the big dick, wide at the shoulders, lean at the hips, rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, a little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boots, steel reinforced shoes, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. Is that a plectrum? Plectrum? Where? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. And the little guy, size 41 with the light step. Not a child after all. An older man with a rat face, mean watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing, big guy, 46, deep marks, probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Had the man in armor, you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these 7s are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints are theirs, but there's a discrepancy. One of them is missing, the odd soul. Exactly. You've stood there for a few seconds, not saying anything. Hit him with the question. Where's the 8th Hardy? The fuck is with you, fella? I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy boy. There's 7 of us, and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy boy? We ain't hiring. Actually, boss, we've been talking, and we think she could maybe... This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her. She. So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth, the gardener? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop? So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her. That's right, we're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit, and you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you. Good, we're all watching each other. Officer, your question? There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later. I'm going to take off now.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
The pretty boy? You guys really love talking about the pretty boy. Funny. My partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Container belt like we use in the harbor? Yes, why? Because we took it from the harbor where we work, then we went out back and we used it to hang him. We did this, he looked you dead in the eye, together, all of us, until he was dead. That's right, there's a container belt around his neck. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them away. It's too simple. But there's a catch. There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened so you don't waste any more of your time. How does the bullet in his head factor into this? Huh? There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hung him? Why the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe? He's tight-lipped suddenly. This line of questioning is over. The woman steps in before you can answer. You got the cause of death already. Hang. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination. You murdered him just like that? No remorse? How many people have you ever sent to the chair? Or the Che? Ever felt remorse for them? Che Electric is the method of capital punishment in Ravishal under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be used as a firing squad. Or sent them to the reunion to rot for 20 years for life. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. But you see, a lawman. He says, squeezing his beer can, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinet, we agree that this man had to die. Who called the shots last night? Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others. That's for the courts in Le Jardin to decide, not the officer making an arrest, which we won't know you won't be. What you can do is go back to your station and write a report. No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened. When did this hanging incident occur? You don't have to keep answering his questions. I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week. How long had you known the victim? Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole. Yeah, who do you think we are? Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow sailed into town. By the Pines cow, do you mean Joyce Messier, the representative of Wild Pines, the same company you're striking against? No, I mean the Pines cow, the stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough. That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last question. Why don't I just arrest you? Yeah, lawman, why don't you? It's almost an anthropological sight watching him try to assert dominance over you. Not in the arresting mood. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts, their eyes alight. You confessed to murder. I'm taking you in. Now, easy now. Let's just talk. Nice move. He leans back against the table. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not going to do this again. Why did you kill him? Why? Because he was a worthless mercenary scum, and he was stepped out of line in my town. So he was a mercenary, that's it, and he stepped out of line. What kind of mercenary? The kind that shows up when you start a strike, the experienced kind. Had Cohoy and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Orangese Special Forces. A live grenade right in our bar. The one has a special gripe with him coming here. I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by Wild Pines. They all murk shit like that. A story of every strike from here to Samara. How do you even know he's in Special Forces? Because one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Orange's goddamn Special Forces and I'm gonna fuck you all. Really? Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there too. Sang some Orange's paratrooper song and said he's gonna fuck everyone. We couldn't believe it either, but he did. Right there. It's like some kind of animal. This is a serious violation of a karaoke code. Right, besides crimes against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong? Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape. To kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here. Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night, drinking, grabbing girls, grabbing one of ours mid-karaoke right there on stage. He grabbed someone? Yeah, this girl on the mic, a beautiful girl, young, gets into the second verse of Love Her Leg. The fucker grabs her leg, starts screaming, show me your cunt, why do you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle, doesn't even fall down. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said? Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. We took care of it. He got the girl out before anything else could happen. Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening? Right, but who did he rape? This is a very serious allegation. No, you're not getting a name. That's Martin A. Matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns. There's nothing you can do. He's stonewalling you. How did you kill him? We hung him by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious? Didn't they teach you anything at that cop school? The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that? The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep. Titus does not see it coming. Look, I'm not going to play 20 questions with you cops. I'll say it again. We killed him. Yeah, I knocked him out. The tattooed man speaks up, banging on his chest, come up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand. That's right, lawman. And then we hang the fuck. Make them a bit uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. Mr. Tass, what did you use to knock the victim out? My fucking elbow, copper. Samurai boxing style. Samurai boxing, or sambo, is an eloquently violent use of one-on-one fighting moves. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and ki. Where did all this action take place? Right fucking here. Eugene already told you the fuck out of coming to our bar. Yeah, man, weren't you listening? Oh, thank God. First, tell me who's solid. Alan, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the at least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. Little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice or whatever he's got in there. Who's cracking under the pressure? Fat Angus. He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation. Definitely the weakest chain in the link. Hey, you having trouble breathing over there? No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is. Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy, all muscle. Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later he's gonna break like a piece of twig. There's something you're not telling me. And fuck you too, Copper, picking on Angus like that. We're done with the schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing. He's all muscle. Comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one's a stonewall. Let's see. Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinet, go back to your station where you belong. I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job long enough to know when people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this. Good luck with that. He grabs another beer. You've heard everything from Rent-A-Cop is going to hear from us real law officials. You're lucky you don't get a beating. Rent-A-Cop, so that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equal. You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head. You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head? You're right, Copper. It is mighty curious. Indeed, mighty. How did it get there? He gives you an indulgent look. Well, there are so many bullets in the world and so many heads. I guess it's only logical at some point one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads. It's bound to happen again, you know. He taps on his right temple. Just statistically speaking, of course. I'm going to ask you again, why was this in the victim's head? Wow, he's got it in a real evidence bag and all. Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened. I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting. You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid and his brain grew around the bullet. Around the bullet, man. That's a good one. They're only pretending to enjoy this beneath the act. They don't like you knowing this. Did you guys shoot him? Shit, he throws his head back. I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk. Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. The little guy looks you in the eye. Better hope he stays sober. No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hang him? Before, after, during? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what was happened. Stop wasting your time. Don't worry, we'll find this out sooner or later. Never been worried in my life, lawman. Ha! Shit. Yep. Establish authority. Yes, authority. Feverish thoughts race through your brain. That's it? That's all I got? First you tell me someone's been raped, and then you don't say who. That's bullshit. Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, alright? We took care of it. He repeats, the law handle it, alright? Aren't you right? Yeah, aren't you listening? It's done. Finito. You're not the law. I'm the law! For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop breaking things in my establishment. Stop provoking those oaths. I'm not going to give you anything. Can't you see I can't have a police interrogation in here? People are trying to eat. This doesn't concern you, cafeteria manager. Of course it concerns you. You make this kind of tie easy, babes. What is this? Titus spreads his arms, smiling. I can't have a slap fight in my bar. It's embarrassing. We are deep, deep in the farce territory. We need to cool off and re-engage later. Everyone can see you pick some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say. Shit. I think I fucked it up. Sigh. Oh, I'm so close.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam I'm in.
Yeah, you did. Fine, let's talk to this fake motherfucker.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
What's going on here?
Pull up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides, we're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strike breakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any side.
Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
Regardless, I have
Maybe
questions.
you should ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scab.
Who are all these strikebreakers? Honest men and women with right to work to be useful, not to be toys for corporate interests. If the union fucks don't want to work, they ought to let those who do want work. I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership? You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No, they follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do. What exactly is your goal here? We were promised work. We'd be in there working if the bastards hadn't shut the gate. Okay. I'm just gonna leave now. I need to gain a level. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'll talk to that dickhead Claire. Ugh, I hate myself just a bit. Fucking Measurehead, he's ridiculous. Let's see if Leo has anything to say.
Oh, hey, mister. I need to be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And a lot of folks really did keep coming back.
Yeah.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I met Joyce, the company representative. That's very nice. I hadn't gotten around to her yet. I'm so very busy. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear is that it's not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone's just pals here. Well, yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinet. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and her are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy. Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice. I told Joyce that I met you. It's perfectly okay, even if you told her everything we talked about. It's absolutely fine. Are you sure? I find it a little odd. I'm just a nice guy. I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me. What happened to the previous negotiator? What do you mean? Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions to the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. You called him a midget. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Harry, I'm beginning to think you're a midget. Abruptly, he smiles and changes his tone. I'm only kidding. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under circumstances mysterious. Vanished? The woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it home in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Wait, there was no mention of casserole from Joyce. Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on the little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew or a hairdryer or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then it certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor. Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing, of course. This isn't a casino. Real people, real livelihood are at stake here, but everything's a casino for those rich types. His expression makes it clear this is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she'll find a way. Any good negotiator would, and I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her, simple as that. Alright, let's talk about something else. I'm perfectly okay to share. Yeah. I have no interest in what she's doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Her business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her all about it. My brother's picture, my swinging swordfish clock. And tell her how overweight I am and how I'm hoping to find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her just now. You're told the union is involved in the local drug trade. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? I am. The man rubs his temple. You hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. Dude, you know what? I trust you, and I trust all my friends, and I know you'll never talk to me about this again because you don't want to wound me, so what do you say? Let's say and change the subject. You know I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry. None taken. I'm reconsidering opening that door you asked me to open. You called me Mr. Dubois. Why? Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everett, and I call you Harry. So that's really my name? My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that? I think the odds of that are very low. My memory is fine. I'm just testing you. So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder. Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it. Are you trying to tell me you have documents from... yeah. Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind me and Harry are talking about lost identity right now? Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. What is my full name? It's Harry. Harry Dubois. You don't feel like either one of those things. You know what your name is. You have a sophisticated name like that of a count or a beautiful man. My name? That's not my name. My name is Raphael Cousteau. Fine, Harry. You can even be Harry Raphael Dubois de Cousteau or whatever you choose to be. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't even seem slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you in any way I can. Do you know where I live? But of course, your precinct is in the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy, a long way from home, but that's okay. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kid? Family? You're not a family man. There's not one peep of a family in here unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man? I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father. Well, yes, I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or girl very happy and proud one day. What kind of cop does it say I am? Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up, it would be apologist. I'm sorry? Yes, you seem to be, a lot of the time. But right now there's no reason to be. Let loose, be you. He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinet. Where did you get that folder? Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me. I find that very suspicious. May I have a look? I'm afraid it's meant for union eyes only. Please continue, Harry. Thank God! As you look at the folder, Everett covers it with his hand and pats it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet. That's not an RCM folder. Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them. You got the name from the Census Bureau and everything else from your actions here in Martinet. Yes, Mr. Kutsuraga from the Census Bureau. Like I said, I'm a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry? This means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. A mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being. So the Census Bureau name says my name is Harry Dubois. Yes, that's what I said, okay? Let's see. It's lost gun. Your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking every kid, grandma, everyone. Your gun will be found. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort. The only way it seems to be working with him, he might even be holding your gun hostage. Hold on, can he really hold my gun hostage? Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back, and working with him might be the only way to do it. Wait, the gun might have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have you manufactured that in? Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost men. My gun, Harry, my men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please let the professionals do their job. Kick back, relax, I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important, building our relationship for the good of Martinet. It did not come as a surprise for him. He might actually not be bullshitting. I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. Harry, I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. Oh, thank God I leveled up. Yes. The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels the fact that you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate and inevitable and doesn't put RCM in a good light. Half-life. That one. I really don't want to do things for him. I need to turn on the light. And I need to open the window. It's all warm in here. Being all stupid and stiff. Fucking weather. I hate that. Alright. Please don't fail this one. I don't want to be a dick to that dude. I really, truly don't. So, son, are you having fun watching the exact opposite thing happen from yesterday? Or did you fall asleep?
Looking for something?
God damn it! Fuck.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
I feel bad. She's a suspect and I need you to tell me where she is or I can't finish the investigation. I thought you were a different kind of cop. The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax. Ask, where is the lady driver? Here. Then he gives them to you. Her lorry is still there, down past the Statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know. When did she leave? Last Friday. Anything else, like where she is now? No, I don't know. Why did you have the key? She left them to me because she trusted me so I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise, the other drivers would have to tow it or break in and get the machines moving. If they break in, what they would find was hidden inside. Something incriminating? I'm sorry I had to do this. I bet you are. And he's sorry he couldn't be what he wants to be, a good person. His last line is revenge on the world. One more thing about something else. Now I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go check your cabin. I hope it gets you something. Help someone. Damn! Way to make me feel like a dick. This green fallen AZ contemporane is parking in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. This is the one our men pointed us to. Try to peek in the window. The glass on the side window is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them. Try the door handle. It's locked. You push the key in the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound, then the door pops back. You can just... The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked into the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Peel off the cover on the passenger seat. Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Ravachol. Some of the routes have been outlined with a pen. Bonprix. Fold out the topmost map. This large map displays the elevated motorway called the 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp as a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with circles. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorways that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the massive brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield. Where does the road lead? To Coron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there by the river, and then to Stella Maria and La Delta for work, when the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. Fold open the second map. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, right adjacent to the 41st Precinct. No storm will ever drown Ravachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own. What is that sound? The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels lit by gaslights. Look at the third map. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of the 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, while the tunnels and sewer services near the eminent domain and traffic island and central Jamrock by the lake. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract. So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them. Where does the contraband end up? Hard to say. It doesn't reveal much about the Bamerti. That sounds vaguely familiar. The Bamerti is a Ravacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Ravacholian Indo-tribes, but really, they're just violent gangs vying for control. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Ahura's Mazda, it's a dark parody. Who do you think is behind this? It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. The operation is spread everywhere, and jam rockets, if it's that widespread, then the Madre remains the most likely subject. He's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation, but they haven't ended well for those involved. Lieutenant Kitsuragi is a brave man for saying the Madre's name without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there. Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go to the lorry and pick these up later. Admire the posters. The centerfold of an ingénue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of ambre, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. Stop and wonder, what's that smell? The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Granat No. 5. Study the centerfold. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. This is Tippi Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. What happened to her? She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera, too. And of the posters. Examine the radio. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the lady driver. Strange, there are so many radio stations saved here. Maybe over 100 of them. What would somebody need so many radio stations for? For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave. Looks like we're dealing with an impressive organizational tool, the nerve center of a huge operation with quite the range, too. Is there anything we can do to the radio? Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable. What else is here? Check the pedals. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like a few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench have been casually thrown here by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip. Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer extra grip. Sandpaper, a novel technique. The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole. Yes. Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself. One of the footprints of the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other. Which means the missing later driver was present at the lynching. Wait, the missing 8th Hardy here? Looks like her, yes, and she's the one running the drug trade. What a handful. Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operations? This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions. Understood. We should still go see what Titus has to say about the matter. Are we finished with this lorry? Pull out the toolbox. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty except for a folded newspaper. Unfolded newspaper. It's an issue of the Peripherique from last Wednesday. Pick up the note. Looks like an article ripped out of a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system. Ulan, I've never heard of that before. I know AM, FM, UKV, but... Great, I think we got everything. A word, detective, before we return to Joyce? Yes.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. What the hell? It didn't work. That's weird. Alright, I am back. Let me just get my headphones on and we'll be good to go. Seems like something the police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim? Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Listening in on your calls between you and your station, a worrying prospect. Oh, and the maps we found, they reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. That's useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew about this driver. As we knew she was present at the lynching, this may be the Union connection we've been searching for. The probe and the case converged, he thinks. It was quite the find. What about the movie posters? How do they factor all into this? As elegant as they are, I don't think they're relevant to the drug trade. A lot of women in there, especially for a ladies' driver cabin. Yes, well, he doesn't say more. Unimportant? So it turns out this is connected to the Union. Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically, but don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them to other ends, and extra ammunition. Meaning someone as slippery as Everett won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in a cabin. Will the RCM open an investigation? We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we're done for the day, I'll call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we're done here, we do not want to be caught in that. What are you thinking? The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean, especially if that Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. Corruption? He nods. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Okay, debrief over. Debrief over. After you. Talk to this dickhead one more time.
Looking for something?
Oh, what a putz. Let's go to Joyce first.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Proof you have the Union is involved. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the fourth month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to those desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for the 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs? Possibly. Or precisely smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Those loaded onto lorries and then driven to Jamrock. Let's see. Dealing with Everett. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Oh, that's so helpful of him. He's able to contain his anger and surprise. When I said be wacky, I didn't mean be wildly, grossly irresponsible and damaging to the RCM. Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They didn't go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting. Incredible. Simply incredible. And how's this going? Has this detecting produced a gun? No. Well, maybe it's not as helpful as you thought then. There we go. Yes, Eyes on the Harbor has sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Wait, where exactly are these eyes located? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. One of the tall buildings. That would give them a read on the entire quarter. In any case, it's a relief to know that someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assumed you discovered there is an operation. If there's an investigation, it is confidential. Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of the arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I would normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries. I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and a strike, but I need your testimony. I have an indirect role to play. I'm sad to say my employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. At that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. A momentary lapse of faith? They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offers. Every worker, a member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Do you need a security detail? Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering. Who are they? Crenell, an Orangese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how they conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment. So what happened? The story is one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. What then? Nothing. Mr. Clare refused to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss the matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 carry out their orders for now. For now, it's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow. What's the nature of this so-called investigation? Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It'll be all of them. The decision is already made. I have to say, this is not disco. It's very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they'll identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond. The Debardairs have over 2,000 men. It'll be 2,000 to 1. Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario to describing? Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detectives and citizens' militia. Yay! I gained a level. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court and I may be able to defuse the situation. What can you tell me about Cornell? Not much. Their public resume is relatively good as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. St. Baptiste, Welshman Lawrence, Endracht. A warning sign, however, the operations concerned all take place on 3rd or 4th world countries, guarding facilities, escort missions, and such, meaning they're used to operating in war zones. Yes, all the good conflict corridors, super mundi. Countries that don't have a good record of reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Okay, anything else you got on them? Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though. Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am? In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group like Crenell. Could you contact the company, tell them to call it off? I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field. Until they do, it's all on us. He said the deceased assaulted a woman, or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. Who did the passing on, then? The remaining contractors, their tribunal, is what they believe. What did the teenagers say? That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. It seems to be the accepted story, but Martinet. Odd, we haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place and when? Last Saturday night in the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometimes later, a group of dockworkers got their hands on him. And who was this woman? That's a good question. I haven't the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, that's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe. This Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him? If you mean did I see him alive, yes, but I did not know him. His name was Lely. His service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if ever there was one. This Lely, anything else? Nationality? How old would you say he was? He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury in his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions. Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw in the body. What else? Nationality? Accent? He was Occidental. Light brown hair, mixed accent, Orangeese or Messinian. Maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know. I guess I only met him once. Where are the remaining mercs now? They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the RCM as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It would not be a fruitful meeting. We still need to know where they are. You'll likely run into them eventually. When it happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved. One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates, the one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing glory drivers. One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gate, the scab leader. That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest. For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you? Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant, but my hands are tied. How would my employer react if I appeared I was intervening on behalf of the Union? Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace. One's probably in a building overlooking the roundabout. That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, practically inaccessible. Where's your radio for contacting them, Johnny asked. Do you have an earpiece? Heavens, no, I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel. How much time do we have? Until the execution start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress from identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience. They don't report their progress to you? Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. Now can you tell me about the tattoos? Of course. Excuse my hesitation before. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured like those of a working woman. It was taken with a trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs. Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly over the floor surface. What do you think? Sorry, she breaks her concentration. I was trying to see if I could read the web of interdependencies between those points, the stars. I can't, but that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, or anything. Their size, location, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Like blooms in a pattern? Close. Port cities. This is an Orangeese map of the waterways. A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers in the DeLorean century over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. Who could tell me more? His platoon members, the other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. The man was their friend and comrade. Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere. You're right, not a good idea. I'm relieved you think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. What is the use of this map? The sailors would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is some sort of contraption to be reeled back in by the silver cord, they would call it. What travels did this dead man make? Quite a few. Redfort, the Orangeese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think. What next? Then he made his way to the Prado Grande, though what I think must be Stadskanal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From Prado he sailed to there, and then there, and then there. Ravachol, those are the two constants, red on the shoulder and Ravachol on the heart. They started the tradition in those maps right after the discovery of the Insulinde and the dawn of the intersolary age. The old world passing by and the new world already here. You said you can't read it. I can't. This man was no sailor. And these are no ports. I understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. And Martinet looking into Crenel, he writes on one, and then the man puts down his gun and rubs his temple with both hands. Outside there is a siren. Distant gunshots in the street of the Jamrock quarter. This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history. That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need the sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos. Shit. Now what do I do? Who are we kidding? We know what I do. There, now we have 4 hit points on everything. Not 3, but 4!
I've got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade. Like hell you have. There's no local drug trade. This place is clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask local junkies how close your streets are to precinct 41 kilos. We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients or drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? The thought forms in your head like a lightning strike breaching into the sky. No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant. Nah, do the honors. You've earned it. Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade. That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do. Theoretically, a big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts in the street. Yeah, man, theoretically, that's what you'd do to get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies. You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly for the good of the community, of course. This is disgusting. You're admitting you're profiting off of poisoning your own people. Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized. Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it. Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My question to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself. Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There are 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here. The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right? My answer is fuck off. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene. Finally, got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future. And here we go, back to the usual. I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he fell out. He left 2 sets of footprints. Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet. Go fuck your mom, Dennis. That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know? Okay.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority! Damn!
It's you again. What is it?
Yes, they're forming some type of tribunal, and they're coming for you. This is what happens if you take the law in your own hands. Other people start doing it too. Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here. You heard the man right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn is fucking crazy. Yeah, well-oiled murder machine. The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole platoon. Did you know that the single series giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute? The fuck is that supposed to mean? You're the bees, they're the hornets. We're not bees, we're men, we're socialists. Easy, he's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do, scare my men? This colonel is bad news, you know that, right? Pfft. So are the local gangs, the fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there, seen any around? Yeah, where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in airtight cargo crates. These people are trained military personnel, special forces. They're not some Barmy Army. No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think. The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. We got weapons of our own. He cracks open his vents to give you a glimpse of his holster. We got Ister 50s, got Zielgers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. Well, they pierce ceramic armor? I guess we're gonna see, aren't they? See what? That they don't? Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal. Joyce said they'd gone rogue. Nobody's controlling them. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum armed to the teeth and let them loose in the city. What do you think's gonna happen? Okay, what do you mean okay? I mean okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out. No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy. All he means is the situation is serious. Finally! Christ almighty! As you look around the room full of sweaty men, smoking, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? Where have I seen this before? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with almost exclusively men sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here, huh? You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand. You got a problem with beer now? Not quite there yet. Push on. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you. Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running the outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before we started. It was like Jamrock now. They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s. Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim. So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck. Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already. It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help, Titus. She stops mid-sentence. That is it. You got him. He's going to give up on his terms. You want to help her, cop? Fine, I'm going to let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, freight train of pain, buddy. What is her name? Classy Armando. She's staring here in the whirling in rags. Shit, the girl upstairs. That can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have... This orange disco dancer? Sure, why not? You've probably seen her around. I don't understand what's so cool here. Nothing. He gives you a sideways vibe. We just have a few more questions, then we'll be on our way. Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. That would sound off. So what was her relationship with the mercenary? Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's her relationship. It was like the karaoke incident all over again, or like some of the other girls he was harassing. So, the rape. When was that? He did it right before we killed him. He's not going to do it again. So what does it matter? It would help if we could establish a timeline. Alright, 2 weeks. Maybe, I don't know. I need another beer. Here you go, boss. So what is your relationship with her? I know her. How well do you know her? A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means. Well, enough, cop. We partied. She's been in here for a few months. He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tightens. So she's not from around here? You mean Ravishel? Nah, our Miss Orange Disco Dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter. Don't you give her any more trouble, the fat guy blurts out. She just had some bad luck is all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help. Titus gives them a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silence? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. You said you partied. Cool, that's cool, but what did you mean? What do you think I meant? Was it sex? Yeah, pretty much. So you saying the two of you were close. No, we just fucked, that's all. I'm not going to give you any details if that's chapters, so put your dick away. He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're going to get for now. Remember what I said. World of pain.
Officer, what was that?
You mean the sweating and the fidgeting when he mentioned her name? And the sort of quivering jello thing with the eye? I think I know that woman. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her? I met her in the hallway after I woke up. Understood, you were not in good shape Monday. She knows I don't remember being a cop. Okay, that's manageable. I tried to hit on her. Understood. She said I'm going to have to interrogate her later and it's going to suck for me. It is. That would have been good to know before. It didn't come up. It should have. Anything else? I didn't rape her. What you're saying is... You raped her? Ice is forming on the inside of your chest cavity. The cold sweat trickles down your neck. No. Then don't ever say that again. We'll be alright. This is nothing. You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be alright. Fuck. Okay, so this is where we were before, I think. So I'm going to stop here. I hope you all enjoyed this. I've been Blind Ryan, and I will see you all next time.